Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday tip day. How are you? I hope you are fabulous. Today we are talking about cellulite, and the reason why is because I feel like cellulite is just like this dirty little secret. Nobody wants to talk about it, and I feel like I don't know. I just feel like anytime we can look at something and kind of rip the lid off of it, that it gives us power. We can take our power back. So what I thought we'd talk about today is let's talk about cellulite through the lens of Sarah Torino. Because I feel like I've got some funny stories to share about cellulite. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get going. Okay, so if you have funny stories about cellulite and anything you may or may not have done about your cellulite, I would like to hear about it so that I don't feel so alone in the world. Stick them below. All right, so here's the thing. Back when I was 21, maybe 20, I was young. I was so young. And you know how it's so funny? You look back on pictures of yourself when you're that young and you're like, why was I so obsessed with my weight or my size or my cellulite? It just makes me laugh. Okay, so I was like 20. I was in college and I was broke. No joke. Like I was putting myself through school. I was working 68 jobs. And one of my jobs was an aerobics instructor. Oh my God. Okay, so if you can imagine, I'm not kidding, I had, the banana clips. Do you remember those? I had the banana clips in my hair. I had the Reeboks. I had the spandex, and I had the push down socks. I had it all. If there was anyone that had a picture of that, I would probably tie them down and make them give me that picture and the negatives so that I could burn them. So long story short, around that time, there is a company called, they still are out there, it's called Lancome. And Lancome put forth this thing that you could treat your cellulite with. And it was like this round thing, like a hamburger. And it had a twist top. And you could untwist the top and put their special soap in the container, twist the thing back on, then there was like a handle on it. And then the other side of the little contraption had like bumps and holes on it so that the special soap could come through and you could rub your problems areas with this contraption. And voila, you get to remove your cellulite. So I'd like you to picture this with me for a minute. Imagine me in the shower with this contraption, this hamburger contraption on my hands, rubbing my butt. I was just rubbing my butt. And I was like, oh, please, get rid of the cellulite on my ass. Oh my God. And then of course you douse yourself with their lotion and you end up with no cellulite. Let me tell you, A, it was very expensive for a college student, and B, it didn't work. Oh my God. Two more recently. So there's my old story about cellulite, and now my new story towards cellulite. Oh my God, you guys. So my new story towards cellulite is I go to the gym, and at the gym I wear what I feel comfortable in moving around. It's just as simple as that. And it doesn't matter what the temperature is. I just know what I like to wear when I go to the gym. So one day it was fairly warm out, and I just don't wear shorts to the gym. I just don't. It doesn't feel good. I don't know. It just doesn't feel good for me. So there's this girl that goes to the gym I'm not even going to name her, but I bet anybody who goes to my gym is going to know who she is. She is a high level competitive athlete, and she works out like, I don't know, 6 hours a day. God bless her. She's an amazing athlete, by the way. Just, she goes, why aren't you wearing shorts? This from this, oh my God, this tiny little girl who has like, 4% body fat. And I was just like, oh, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't know. I don't even think I answered. I think I just looked at her and I was like, shut up. Oh my God. Anyway, my point in telling you these two stories is, no joke. At least for me, I'm an Irish girl. My skin has, from birth, had cellulite. And it doesn't matter what level of fitness I'm in. When I was training for a half Ironman, and I was obsessing about all things food in my mouth, which thank God I'm over that. I still had cellulite on my body. So this is where I'm coming from. And there's my story. Okay. All right. So first, let's talk about what cellulite is. Cellulite is when fat deposits push through the connective tissue underneath your skin. And it results in, kind of a lumpy, bumpy appearance on your skin. My favorite thing right now is, apparently it can happen anywhere, but on your arms, really, like, oh, okay, on my arms, thumbs up. Anyway, so the connective tissue in your body can get a little soft and not as tight. And there are lots of reasons for this. One, genetics. I mean, if you and my sweet Irish line, I'm totally going to be having some cellulite. And my kids, God bless them, they're going to have some cellulite. So genetics. Two, weakened hormones, hormones can affect your connective tissue. When you start to lose estrogen as you get a little bit older, it reduces the connectiveness of your connective tissues. And so that can play a part. So aging can play a part. But that didn't help me when I was 21, let me tell you. Poor circulation is also tied to estrogen, fat deposits, and not as much muscle tone. So these are all things. And also just simply what kind of skin you have. People who honestly, I've noticed people who have olive skin seem to have less cellulite. People who are fair-haired maiden, I'm not fair-haired, but fair-skinned, we do. So that is what I've noticed. So I wanted to dispel some myths and also talk about what it is that how we can approach this, okay? So first myth that I want to dispel. It is not caused by a collection of toxins in your body. So if you've heard that, that is not real. Okay? Second thing that I want to say about that is that I have noticed in my own body, and you can tell me if you've noticed it in yours, when I eat more sodium, the appearance of cellulite in my body is upped. And now think about this. If your connective tissue, which let me zero base this, your connective tissue is water fed. It's fed by water. So this also is talking to plantar fasciitis, by the way. But connective tissue is very responsive and is fed off of water. And it moves better and it's more supple if you are drinking more water. So it goes hand in hand. If you have more salt, then you are going to maybe have some dehydration. And so it may result in a higher appearance of cellulite. Okay? Okay, one more thing. is that I want you to know that more women are affected by cellulite than men. The reason why is the structure of men's connective tissue. It's like it has more scaffolding, okay? And so women's, it doesn't have like as much scaffolding in your connective tissue, and so the appearance of cellulite is more in women. Okay, so second myth I want to dispel. First, it's not caused by toxins. The second myth I want to dispel is that it only happens to people who are out of shape. If I can find it, I read this great article from this athlete who was asked to be on the runway. And she was in a fashion show, and she did the fashion show, and then she took a picture of herself like the next day and showed her body and was like, there's cellulite on my butt. One of the people that I love so much, her name is Steph Goodrow. If you get a chance to follow her, she's an amazing athlete also and coach. And she, same thing. I mean, she's just like, own it. This is my body, and this part of my body is cellulite. So these are two of the most in shape people I've ever seen, and they have cellulite. So that's completely a myth. You can be in the best physical shape of your life and have cellulite. Okay? So let's talk about some facts about cellulite that may be helpful to you if you're thinking about it. Strength training can help reduce the appearance of cellulite. Okay? Creams, you know, if you've seen them out there, cellulite creams, not so much. The science does not bear that out, that the creams make any difference whatsoever, really. But when you put lotion on your skin, sometimes it kind of puffs it up a little bit, and so it might just improve the appearance of cellulite. There are laser treatments out there that you can do, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay? From my perspective as a trainer, what I want you to take away from this conversation is that you have body autonomy. You get to choose whatever you want to do with your body. And you get to make choices because it's your body. So, as a holistic person, someone who looks at the whole, I want you to know that when you eat plant-heavy, really hydrated food, it will reduce the appearance of cellulite. Do you know why? Because what we talked about earlier, these are hydrating foods. Hydration, that would be the second thing that I would pay attention to. Also, when you eat a plant-heavy diet, often it reduces inflammation, and inflammation can result in an increase in the appearance of cellulite, puffiness. Okay? Okay, let me see. I'm a big fan of just keeping your connective tissue in general soft and supple. And so the second thing I want you to walk away with is just the whole idea that your connective tissue, and then if you're plantar fasciitis, people out there, give me a thumbs up so I know. I just want you to know that that in your tissues, you want them to slide like this, right? And that in order for them to slide like this, number one, you need to work on your mobility. But number two, you want to drink a ton of water. And you might notice the more water you drink and the less salty food that you eat and the more plant-based, really juicy vegetables that you eat, that your plantar fasciitis symptoms will start to reduce. And in this regard, it may reduce the appearance of cellulite if that's what you're into. What I do want to say is that there is no permanent solution out there currently for cellulite. There's nothing out there that is the magic elixir for you to fix cellulite. So with all this said, and this is me in the world, let's have a real talk. Let's have a real conversation about this. Number one, body autonomy. I'd like to ask some questions. How do you think in this culture, all of a sudden, or not even all of a sudden, but over the years, I'm curious, like how we started thinking that cellulite on a human body was some sort of indicator of bad health or fitness, right? I just think that's an interesting question. When you Google cellulite, here's some interesting words that pop up: frustrating, unsightly, stubborn. I think that it would be interesting to start looking at cellulite as another tool that marketers use for you to feel like crap about your beautiful self. I think that it might be interesting for you to start unhooking from that really negative talk that circulates around your health and wellness. I think it'd be interesting for you to not attach the beauty of your body to whether you have or don't have cellulite. To not let the appearance of cellulite on your body determine your love for your beautiful machine. Get curious and get critical about the messages that we receive about the beauty of our machine. The next thing I want to talk about is, next to getting critical, is body autonomy. You get to make choices about your beautiful self all the time. You get to choose, do I want to move? Do I don't want to move? Do I want to, eat vegetables? Do I not want to eat vegetables? Do I want to stretch and get, mobile? You get to make choices because it's your body. And no one should tell you what you should look like, what you should be doing, stop shitting all over yourself. Instead, start to think to yourself, what would feel good? What would feel good? What would serve my highest good? What would support my beautiful body? Okay? And if, after all of that thinking, you still are like, screw it, I want to get rid of this cellulite on my ass. Hey, okay, I'm not going to judge you because it's your body and you get to make choices about your body. Apparently there's some success. It's expensive, but there's some success about the appearance of cellulite with laser treatment. I have not looked into it. It's not curious to me. If anybody has or done the treatment or is interested in it or has done the research, please let me know below. I have not. But there are some treatments out there if that is something that you are interested in. It's not permanent and it is expensive. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with something to consider, and you get to play with it because this is me and this is where I'm coming from. It's just skin. It is not a value statement about you or who you are or where you are in your health and wellness path. It's just skin. And some people's skin has bumps on it. And some people's skin has freckles on it. And some people's skin has been burned. And some people's skin is dark. And some people's skin is light. Why would we judge ourselves by the appearance of lumps and bumps on our skin? Why would we take that in and allow it to make us feel crappy? Why? I think we should get critical of that message, because cellulite is not an indicator of how healthy you are. All right? So that, my friends, is what I have to talk about today about cellulite. I could have put a picture below. If I can find it, I will. It was me trying to be like, cellulite, man, I got it. I'll put it down below. Oh my God. Anyway, I hope you have a really good day. I hope you keep unhooking from the voices out there that are telling you that you are anything less than beautiful. Have a great day. See ya.